welcome to Open Pakistan webinar series. The Open Pakistan webinar series is an initiative of open programs for Pakistan. These programs provide professional development opportunities to English language learners and teachers across Pakistan. These programs include open global online courses, massive open online courses, webinar series, and then engaging our alumni into different productive activities. These programs are fully funded by Regional English Language Office RELO at US Embassy Islamabad. In Pakistan, it is administered by Evolution. If you wish to stay updated about RELO Pakistan and its opportunities, you can visit www.facebook.com/RELO Pakistan. You can also subscribe to RELO Pakistan YouTube channel. If you wish to stay updated about open programs of Pakistan, you can visit www.evolution.com.pk/eteacher. From the series of four, we are broadcasting our webinar 4.7, and the topic for our webinar is Poll Everywhere, an online tool to enhance students' engagement in learning through interactive activities. The presenter for our today's topic is Saima Iqbal. Saima Iqbal is a passionate English language teacher and teacher trainer. She holds her master's degree in English literature and has also done B.Ed. She has been a part of Access program since 2017, and at present she is working as an Access coordinator in English Access Micro Scholarship program. She has been associated with Pakistan American Culture PACC as an English language teacher. She is an e-teacher alumna and has completed 8-week online course that is TESOL methodology offered by University of Maryland funded by RELO Pakistan. She has also completed several MOOCs, attended live American webinars and facilitated TESOL methodology MOOC, being selected for high performance by the course instructor. She supported Pakistani teachers community in teaching online during COVID-19 by serving as a mentor in e-teacher mentorship program for Pakistan. She attended the Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program, that is T, at United States funded by US Embassy Islamabad and RELO Pakistan in 2018. Upon returning, she won T Small Grant and conducted 10-week professional development training for teachers of underprivileged communities. She aspired to inspire and create an impact on teachers' community through learning and exploring new horizons in teaching and education. This webinar will enable the participants to explore the feature of polleverywhere.com to enhance students' engagement during online classes. You will be also learning how to create interactive activities such as polls, discussions, word cloud, and get instant real-time feedback. Measure engagement of learners and follow up on the feedback. So without any delay, I would like to welcome Saima Iqbal for presenting our webinar.
Hello and peace greetings. Thank you, Relo Pakistan, for this opportunity. As you all know that since COVID-19 has hit the globe, it has affected every industry and every segment of life, including education. It is a lot easier for teachers in face-to-face classes to tap on and check students' engagement, their motivation, and their participation level. But when it comes to virtual teaching, it is a great challenge because there are more chances of students being distracted and disengaged. So, what is the solution to this? How to adopt the transition from face-to-face to online teaching so smoothly? Then we have a lot of digital tools available that offer us free space from where on which we can create amazing activities. In this webinar today we are going to explore amazing website that is called Poll Everywhere. It offers teachers and educators and presenters an opportunity to create amazing host of interactive activities for their students, and the best thing is to receive the live responses from the audience. We can say that I believe it can also be used. Apart from that, it can also be used as a great formative assessment tool to enhance the students' participation and understanding. And I mean, teachers can find out what the students are learning and what not, and what areas are needs to be focused more at the time of teaching. Uh, so, without any delay, let's explore the website and get started. All right, so we first need to write polleverywhere.com and it will take you to the home page. As you can see on my screen, the web page of Poll Everywhere. All right, so if you already have an account on polleverywhere.com, you don't need to sign up again. Okay, but if you are a new user of Poll Everywhere, you first need to click sign up and then it will ask you, would you like to sign up as a presenter or as a participant? So definitely you are going to choose I am a presenter and then it will take you to this place where you have to insert your information and create your account on this website. But I already have an account, so I will sign up with Google. All right, everyone. So now we are on the web page of Poll Everywhere. This is how it looks like. All right. So before we move on to creating some interactive, amazing activities for our students, let's view some plans that what it has to offer the educators, teachers, and presenters around the world. All right. So first of all, we are going to see this business and non-profit plan. This business and non-profit plan offers you to create free polls and activities which is limited to 25 participants, like maximum 25 students and participants and audience members can join you, uh, which is um, which is good, but there is more into it. That is, if you click higher education and K-12 plans, then it allows you to use your polls and activities with minimum or maximum 40 participants. I mean, the 40 participants, if you have a class of 40 students, 20, 30, or 35, or maximum 40 students, then you can go with this, and it is an amazing tool, and hopefully your students will enjoy. All right, so after this, we are going to get started. Go to Poll Everywhere and get started. All right, so first of all, we are going to create activities. All right, let me show you what kind of activities you can create with it. You can create now, as you can see, you can create a poll, multiple choice questions. Basically, when it comes to creating a poll, it's not always, you know, checking students' understanding and with the knowledge-based questions. It will be a lot fun in ESL classes, in your English classes when you are, conducting a poll that is more of opinion based. I will show you that when we are, when I will create you a poll that what kind of questions I am including in it. And then it offers you that you can create a word cloud and question answers, and then clickable images, have surveys, open-ended question, competition, um, icebreaker, ranking, brainstorming, presentation feedback. So it offers you many features and many options to create your activities as per your students' understanding and their interest level. So okay, let's first begin with creating a poll that is multiple choice question. All right. So what question I would like to add for my students? Let me write and add a question, and then I get back to you. So here I have created a poll question for my students. If you could have one of these superpowers, which one would you choose? Be invisible whenever you want, superhuman strength, talk to animals, read minds, and be able to fly. So once you have created a poll, what is next? You will click create. All right. And now, okay. So it will then, you will click this configure. It will allow you to see that how you would like to receive the responses. We don't want to receive the responses through text messaging. We want to receive through the website by sharing the link. All right. And then you click test. It will allow you to first of all activate the quiz. When you click this poll will be activated. And after that, it will show you a preview that how it will look on your, it will look like on your student's mobile screen or whatever the gadgets they are using. How to present this? Look at this. When you click this present, it will give you instructions All right, so read out these instructions, how to present this, or just go to this share and embed and copy response link. So once you have copied the response link, you can share in your Zoom chat box or whatever the synchronous learning management system you are using. You can share the link and ask your students and participants and audience to click and submit their responses, what they think about it, what is their opinion about the poll and about the question that you have posted. All right, so let me share the link with my students and get back to you with the responses. So, all right, everyone. So I shared the link and this is how my students have responded me. All right, so when you click this screen, all right, so you will see this poll and this percentage, moving forward and backward, and the options which is the audience they are clicking in the real time. You will see the fluctuation in the graph. All right, so this is the response which I have received from my students, that how many of them have chosen be invisible wherever they whenever they want, or all right, and there is a greater percentage, like 45% of students have voted for, they want one superpower strength, that is to read others' minds, which is interesting. All right. So, based on this, you can also create a kind of a very thoughtful discussion wherever the topic you have, and then ask the students, and you can engage students into meaningful speaking activities in your ESL classroom. All right. So the next activity that we are going to do is, I'm going to learn today, is word cloud. All right. So it will, like word cloud activity means that you can write your question or your topic. It can be a one word or a question on which you would like to collect your students' responses and you want to brainstorm. Right. Okay. So first of all, let me write here my question: what is culture? All right. It also allows you to, add an image. So I will add an image that is in my downloads. Okay. This is an image. All right. So the picture has been added and now I'm going to create. Again, click create. Follow the same options that we did last time. How you want people to respond? They will respond through the website link that you are going to share. All right. So this is how it, if you click full screen, so you see that as soon as you share the link with your students will start pouring their responses and they will be appearing on your screen. So it looks really amazing that students are writing and they are pouring their responses and they are visible on teachers' screen. So it is more motivating and engaging for them. This activity you can use for like icebreaker, for warm up, as a warm up activity, as an icebreaker activity, as well as pre-reading. For instance, that you can ask students that what read the title of the lesson or title of the story and what comes in your mind when you look at this picture in the story, and this picture in the lesson, and this the title of the story, what comes in your mind. So you can create the word cloud based on your reading activities, based on your lessons, whatever you would like to teach them and you would like to know about what your students think about it. All right, so let me share the, okay, once again I'm going to copy the link and I will share this with my students, and let's see what students think about culture and what are their responses. So, all right, so interesting. I shared the link with my students, and because it allows only 40 responses, so all our 40 responses and some 40 participants have responded to this activity, and you can see what they think of culture. One interesting thing is the most popular opinion. If people think alike about something and they have the similar answers, so you will see that those words and responses will appear bigger on the screen. So this is how you can also gauge that what is more popular among students, what is the point that is that many students think the same way, or the participants think the same way. All right, like here you can see that the culture, language, people, students think that language is also a very important component of a culture, and then people and food, society, dress. So these all words that are very prominent on the screen, it means they are the most popular answers. All right. So once we go back to activities, I would like to mention, one more thing about the previous activity that we did, which was creating a poll. In this, I also would like to share with teachers that this poll and this activity can also be integrated and can also be the part of all age groups, all levels, grade levels, and you can create as per the difficulty level of the levels you are teaching, the grade levels you are teaching, and as well as the students understanding level. This can be best integrated, and this can the best serve the purpose of all the levels. If you are teaching higher education, if you are teaching literature, for instance, I just give you an example that if you have want to if you are teaching students how to write a story, and before that you would like them to read a lot of most popular cultural stories, and then as a part of an activity you ask them that if you could have an option to change the ending, or what could be the possible endings of a story, or if this story was written again, so what would you suppose, what would you suggest, that what could be the possible endings. So you can create a poll with 4 or 5 options, that offer substitute or alternate endings of any popular stories, or anything that is that you think the content that you would like to incorporate. All right, and ask students to create this poll and ask students to respond. This will also give you a mirror reflection that what ending is most popular, and what ending the students liked the most, and after that, again, you can create a wonderful discussion on asking them why they think that this ending is the most suitable ending for this story. Why do they think that these particular characters should end up like this? So it is like more of critical thinking. It is more of creative thinking and ideas, and providing them more opportunities of speaking in classes. All right. Now, moving forward to creating another activity, which is let's click this ranking. All right. And for that, I would like to ask students about, like, my question is, let me write a question. Rank these states of the US from the largest to the smallest order. All right. So this is my question. Rank these states of the US from largest to the smallest order. And these states are New York, uh, let's write Virginia. Okay, 8 option. We can add options. All right. Rhode Island. And then it is Alaska, then Texas, and the last one is California, right? And then we click create. We will follow the same, you know, same features, all right? We will follow the same process that we did. We're gonna click this and share an embed, copy response link. Now I'm going to share this link with my students to respond to this activity. All right. So when I shared the link, my students responded to this activity, and as you can see that they have ranked these states in terms of the largest one, the biggest one, and the smallest one. So uh, because they were not prepared for it, and Alaska is the largest state in the U.S. and the smallest one is in this configuration. Rhode Island is the smallest one, which is right. They have done the right they have placed things in the right order to some extent, but since we also have to be very cautious about it, that these interactive activities are, as I said, that can be this tool can be used for the formative assessment. So we don't have to be, students should not be should not have any fears of being graded and being right and wrong and being judged. So there are fun activities, not only engage students in their learning, but as well as it is a tool for assessment for learning. So this is how they have done, because they have not prepared for it. So even though Alaska is the largest state, apart from that, though this is a knowledge-based question I have chosen for this webinar, but you can also go for giving them different options. You can you can have a wonderful activity in class by to arrange a speaking activity that from least favorite to the most favorite, or from most favorite to least favorite. It can be about food, it can be about places, it can be about countries. So it's not like knowledge based question. It can be anything that you would like your students to think and to express themselves about their favorites, about their likes, and their opinions. So this can be done that way as well. Now go back to activities, and we are going to do, and I'm going to share one last activity today, which is clickable image. This clickable image activity is fun because you can use it in multiple ways when you are teaching your students vocabulary. You can insert a picture that has a lot of objects in it, and you would like your students to identify that particular object or a thing. I have chosen the map of the United States. All right, and I would want my students to click and spot where is Washington DC. So let me write my title. Where is Washington? All right. All right. So your question is, where is Washington? The students will click the image and then it will show on teacher's screen where the spot where they are clicking and whether it is right or not. But before that, you can select an area. All right. So this is basically on the map. This is Washington, DC. All right. So this is the first spot which I have selected. And let me write here. This is Washington. Okay. Now, okay, this is another, the second clickable area, or this could be my, another clickable area I want students to choose. If they click this site, this is region 3. If they click this site, this is region 4. All right. Or if they click, where was the region 2? All right, this is region 2. Okay, and this is region 5. Okay, and this is region 6. If they click, we will see that how many clicks we have received. Okay, and once you have done this, just go to create and share the link with students following the same steps as we have done before. All right, so I'm going to again click and copy the response and share it with my students, and let's see how they respond. Now, you can see that when I shared the link with the students click the image as per their understanding, and because for this activity they weren't prepared, and they are so kind that they are responding to my links and activities. So as you can see, when I asked them where is Washington, and I shared the link with them, so they clicked as per their understanding. And look at this, the um, seven students, as many as seven students clicked the portion, the right part of the map, that here is Washington DC, and then all the clickable areas, wherever they clicked, it will appear on teacher's screen. So you will be able to see that what students are clicking and where and what part of the map and what part of the picture the students have clicked. And because you know that what is the right answer and which part is the right that addresses the question. So this is great. I mean, I can see here that this is the area that I selected as basically Washington DC on the map of the United States. So some seven students, they clicked here, and they were right. Okay, so now this is all about Poll Everywhere. I hope that this webinar has been very, very effective and informative for you. And I want all my teachers, and I wish that all teachers will utilize these online learning tools for making their classes, and especially virtual classes, more interesting, more engaging, and provide students opportunities to participate more and more. Thank you so much. That's all for today. Uh, Thank you everyone for watching me and listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Saima, for this wonderful webinar. If you have any comments, questions, or any queries, please feel free to write us at eteacher@evolution.com.pk. Happy teaching and happy learning. Thank you.